Morning, Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Mr. Joe Edwards. Joe, we've just heard from Nuno ahead of the game against Southampton on Saturday. Look, everyone's still a little bit hungover, a little bit upset, a little bit down in the dumps. I think Nuno's keen to draw a line underneath it, isn't he? And just say, look, let's move on now. We've still got plenty to go for this season. We need to almost, not forget, but appreciate what we achieved last Sunday and use that in a positive way going forward.
Yeah, it's very much about looking back with fondness, isn't it, on that cup journey, saying that, obviously disappointment was the overriding emotion at first, and everybody hurts because of it. But he says, we look back at it with a lot of pride, and using that as a motivation going forward as they look to try and cement that perhaps that 7th spot in the Premier League. It's going to be tough, we all know that. But yeah, let's see what Nuno's side are made of now, because this is a real kind of the first major setback really that they've had since
under the Nuno era, really.
Under his reign. I mean, there's been defeats naturally, but none to this extent. So tomorrow's game against Southampton is going to be an interesting one, because it's come thick and fast after that Wembley result, and it's a chance to bounce back. Absolutely.
And look, he said that he doesn't want to. He wants to see how far they've come, and it's right, isn't it? I think 5 years to the day that they went up from League One, and it is incredible, really, when you think the rise and the rapid rise. And maybe that's why everybody's so disappointed, because they enjoy these results, and it's almost not an expectation, but the manner of the defeat and where they were. You can understand why people are frustrated. But he said that all the players are motivated. There's no heads down in there, and they're together as a team, as a pack.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's that unity, being a pack. And I think there was a question about, is Leander Dendoncker kind of more down than anybody else because he's the one who gave away the penalty? But he says, we all feel the same pain, and we're together as a pack. We feel the pain together. We come back stronger together. That was kind of the theme of what he was saying, and you believe that, because Wolves, it's that unity and that pack mentality has got them to where they are today, and it's worked well for them so far. Yes, they've had a setback, but now is the time to respond to that. And Southampton, they're a side low down in the table, but I don't think that's quite a true reflection on where they are at the moment.
No, they're playing a lot better. Only 5 points, I think, off the drop, and so they've still got to win a couple of games to make sure that they're safe and in the Premier League next season. Like you say, they're playing better football, and it's going to be a difficult afternoon. And Wolves are going to have to be on it, because if they're not on it and they've still got a hangover, they're feeling sorry for themselves, they'll leave with 0 points.
Yeah, I mean, Southampton, very similar to that Burnley game that Wolves had a few weeks ago. Wolves didn't start well and they got punished. It was it a mini sin? That own goal in the end for Conor Cody. But if you don't start on your mettle against these kind of sides that want to seal Premier League survival, you will get brushed aside. And Nuno knows that, and Burnley would have been a stark reminder of that. So I think there will have been a lot of attention this week on, Wembley, it's done, remember it, remember the good things, use them as a motivational tool, and use the bad things about it as a motivational tool as well to become stronger. But it's all about league finishing off strongly now, because it's not just Wolves in this race for 7th. You're looking at Leicester, Everton, Watford. It's a 4-team race there.
And Wolves could be 4 points off 7th. Tomorrow afternoon with Leicester playing tonight.
Exactly. So the motivation's there. Leicester playing this evening, and if they get a win, Wolves have got to follow it up with one themselves.
Yeah. Now, a lot's been made of another Marbella trip that's happening. Unfortunately, we're not being sent, but there's still time. There's still time.
Lost in the post, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. A few people, some raised eyebrows after the defeat, but Nuno was keen to stress that this had been planned for some time.
Yeah, he was keen to stress that. He did say it a few times that this was the plan. We're proceeding with the plan, and he talked a lot about the benefits of the previous trips. He's saying it's not so much just bonded on the training pitch, but the kind of the social aspect, as he called it. Eating lunch together, dinner together, spending time together after dinner, possibly having a few beers. But it's that kind of that unity that he really wants to build, and I think it does come at a good time, really. And it's you're perhaps going to need a bit of a pick me up after that semi-final. Hopefully it will have already kind of happened already for Southampton, but we'll see next week, hopefully, more of a lift of the players and then really ready to kick on and bounce back.
So the big question is team selection now. Do you go with, obviously, no injury worries or none that we've heard of here, so does he go with the same strongest starting lineup, which you'd assume bar Rui Patricio probably coming in for John Ruddy would be the same side that started against Watford, or is it horses for courses? Does he give other people a chance? Does he look at his players individually and see who are going to be up for Southampton, which obviously is not as glamorous as Wembley?
No, I think, Patricio for Ruddy, which is the obvious one, and I think aside from that, you want to put that same outfield kind of lineup out and say, right, let's see what you've got. Let's respond. I mean, personally, and I think a few fans would look at it as well, I think Ruben Vinagre is really on the borderline now for getting into that starting 11 with the performances that he's had as a substitute and in the games where he's came in, Cardiff being the main one. But I think, go with that same outfield lineup and say, right, you've got to put this behind you and you've got to really bounce back, roll your sleeves up and go for it. So I think that'll be the message from Nuno, and I wouldn't be surprised to see just Ruddy dropping out and Patricio coming in, otherwise stay the same.
Prediction, please, Mr. J. Edwards.
I think it's going to be a close one, to be honest. I think we're perhaps looking at a score draw. I'd love to see Wolves keep a clean sheet. They've been a bit rarer this season, but just think Southampton have probably got a goal in them. They've got some good players going forward, Ward-Prowse, Redmond. They've got a bit of a mixed bag up front. I think Danny Ings is back available after missing out against Liverpool, parent club. So, they've got some good options going forward. As of Wolves, Diogo Jota, Raul Jimenez, if they're on song, Wolves will score. So, I think it could be 2-2.
I concur. I'll say 1-1. Myself, Joe, and that Spears guy will be at St Mary's on Saturday. For all the build-up on this one, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.